The departure of some 400 French special forces from Burkina follows a sharp deterioration in relations that included Ouagadougou asking France to recall its ambassador. For more insight on the French troops' exit from Burkina Faso, I'm joined by Bagassi Koura, VOA Bambara chief. Bagassi, welcome again to Africa 54.
Hi, good evening.
So now, Bagassi, the big question is the French troops are out of Burkina Faso. Is the military in Burkina Faso capable of dealing with the insurgency, the Islamic State, and the al-Qaeda chaos that have been very, very frequent in the country?
That's something we will have to see. As of now, this is not the case. For the last 2 weeks, there have been 100 people killed. All parts of the country is occupied by militant groups, including entire provinces, and we have more than 40% of the country occupied by a militant group. So clearly, up to today, the military is not able to do the job, and they have been going 2 coups d'etat. What that means is that we have a military very, very divided, because those who have been overthrown are not willing to join the new leaders. So you have infighting within the military that will need to be fixed before we can see some real result on the ground.
You paint a very grim picture of what might happen in Burkina Faso, but what gains did the French troops leave in Burkina Faso?
I think there has been a big confusion about the French. What French did in Mali, or the status in Mali, was very different from the one in Burkina Faso. They came in Burkina Faso around 2009, 2010, not because of Burkina Faso. They were looking for just a place well located to intervene in the rest of Sahel, Chad, Mauritania, Mali, Niger. Burkina was not part of that deal. So they sat in Burkina and usually airlift themselves to other countries. It's only in 2015, when the jihadists arrived in Burkina, that authorities asked them, so you guys are nearby, but you always go outside to intervene. How about us? Maybe you can also help us. So they made this accord in 2015, and then in 2018, the accord says French can only intervene in Burkina only if they get asked by the authorities. So more and more, for the last 2 years, they have not been asked to intervene. So it's hard to blame them for the situation while people have not been asking them to help.
And very briefly, Bagassi, is this likely to happen from what you're learning from analysts in other countries where French troops are going to be kicked out of?
Because I believe the French are misreading the African sentiment. People really seemed fed up. It didn't start with jihadist movement today. We remember a decade ago in Ivory Coast in 2004, people were out on the street asking the French to leave. It happened in Central African Republic more than 8 years ago, where people felt like the French were helping the rebels, and it will happen again and again. And I don't know if going to Niger or Ivory Coast or Chad will fix the problem. They will, they will face the same sentiment. People feel like the army need to stand up and do the work for them.